You just like it because you're white. That Taiwanese people should learn more about the rest of the world. Oh, Taiwan sucks. From the first moment I got here, I really, really liked it, which is why I'm still here. And my wife is a bit of a weirdo. And I think that Taiwan lacks in that a bit. A lot of the Taiwanese lean towards the negative. They see the problems with Taiwan without often thinking a lot about the positive part. Be proud of Taiwan. You have a wonderful country, and most Taiwanese don't know how amazing the country is. Taiwan人有一点太 modest. My name's Alan McIver. I'm from Edinburgh, Scotland. I'm like 39 years old. I've been in Taiwan for 15 years and I do quite a lot of things. I'm predominantly a headhunter, so I do senior level recruitment in Taiwan. What we do is we find clients people. So a client will come to us like TSMC, and then we go and find them candidates and set up the interview and prepare the candidates.
So this person has to be a foreigner or both foreigners and Taiwanese?
Most of the people that we work with are Taiwanese, and I also teach at university. So I teach at National Taiwan University, I teach GMBA. I write a lot of content as well, so I write articles about Taiwan and business and culture topics.
And why do you choose to come to Taiwan?
So I came to Taiwan when I was 23. I just finished my master's in Scotland in the financial crisis in 2008, so there wasn't a lot of jobs available, to be honest. And a friend of mine had said, I'm going to go to Asia and teach English for 1 year. And I'd never been to Asia before, so I thought that sounded fun, and we just searched some jobs. We found a company in Taiwan and we just applied and came. So we didn't put too much thought into it. I didn't speak any Chinese, I'd never been to Asia, I didn't know anything about Taiwan.
Anything that surprises you?
When I first arrived, it was in August and it was so hot. So I'm from Scotland, which is a really cold climate. It's cold all the time, even in summer it's cold. So Taiwan was a real shock to the system. I had never been in such a kind of late night, bustling, people everywhere type of city. I mean, I'm from a capital city in my own country, Edinburgh, but at nighttime you never see anyone around. There's not even people walking or driving cars around, whereas in Taipei it's busy all the time. It doesn't matter when you go out. In our culture in Edinburgh, it's very spread out, so everyone lives in a house. There's no big apartment buildings or anything like this, and most people tend to work during the day and then they'll eat mostly at home. But even if they eat out, they'll eat between 5:30 and 9 p.m. and then by 9 p.m. everything closes. There's no night markets or anything like that, and even the bars close quite early. So in most suburbs you don't see anyone, but even in downtown you don't really see that many people out either. Most people stay in their house and most people cook and watch television. Mm-hmm. It's just very different culture. And also the safety and the comfort level. Taiwan feels very relaxed and very comfortable, very safe. You don't feel threatened very often. I really like it here. From the first moment I got here, I really, really liked it, which is why I'm still here 15 years later. I've never had big problems with Taiwan. I've always had a really nice life here. I have a lot of friends and I have a good job, and I'm married to a Taiwanese girl. We've got a kid, we've got a 4-year-old. And so I feel very happy here. I've always felt very happy here. I think it's a really, really nice place to live.
How is it like being with a Taiwanese person day in, day out?
I mean, I don't have a lot of experience dating a lot of Taiwanese girls, so I can't really generalize. And my wife is a bit of a weirdo, and I mean that in a very nice way. But my wife is not very Taiwanese.
You mean not very Taiwanese? What do you mean?
So, for example, if you look at the stereotypes of Taiwanese girls, they like to take pictures of their food, they like to travel to Japan, they like designer clothes and maybe, you know, expensive handbags, and they take selfies, and they're very cute and they're very gentle. So my wife doesn't fall into any of those stereotypes. She never takes pictures of food, she never takes selfies. She much prefers Southeast Asian culture over Japanese or Korean culture. You know, she's just a bit of a weirdo in a good way.
And what part of Scottish culture would you like to introduce to Taiwanese?
Do you know what? I think Scottish people are really fun. So the sense of humor is just amazing. Every time as a child I remember hanging out with my parents and all of their friends, and I just remember laughing the whole time. Everyone's trying to make everyone else laugh. So sense of humor is really, really appreciated. Also Scottish weddings are really, really fun. Everyone is drinking a lot and very happy and really emotional, really sensitive, really emotional speeches and lots of dancing. So you get the grandparents dancing with the grandkids and, you know, all the cousins playing together. It's just really, Scottish people know how to have a good time, definitely. And I think that Taiwan lacks in that a bit. A lot of the Taiwanese I know, they don't hug their parents. They don't say I love you to their parents. They really do love their parents and their parents love them. But there's nothing wrong with giving them a hug every now and then, right? Like, I think physical affection is good for humans, and I think Taiwan is not great with hugs and I love yous. I think if we could increase the hugs and I love yous, I think Taiwan would be, I think it would be a good thing for the culture here.
What is the most difficult challenge that you've overcome or yet to overcome?
So I was an English teacher in Taiwan for 4 years and I didn't want to teach English. And I think as a foreigner, if you want to get from English teaching into a corporate job like I did, it can be really challenging. And so for me, I left, I went to Shanghai for 2 years and I started headhunting there. I think transitioning into a serious corporate career can be quite difficult. A lot of people struggle with the culture shock in Taiwanese companies or just the working culture kind of adapting. When I first got my first headhunting job in Taiwan in Robert Walters, I was the only foreigner. And that was quite challenging. My Chinese was of a decent level, but not great. And so it's been a constant struggle. I needed to work super hard to prove myself in that company. For a foreigner in Taiwan, the Taiwanese market is still quite conservative. They would always prefer to hire a good Taiwanese person than take the chance on a foreigner. And I think in China that's different. I think Chinese have much more of a gambler mentality. They're willing to take risks. They're willing to maybe hire a team of foreigners to see if it works out. Taiwanese tend to be a bit more conservative, a bit more traditional, a lot less outside the box thinkers, a lot less risk taking. So yeah, it is difficult for foreigners in the job market here.
Why did you leave China to come back to Taiwan?
And I came back because my wife got a job offer. I really liked Shanghai, but I much prefer Taiwan. I had lived in Taiwan for 4 years before going to China. And I think Taiwan's a much nicer place to live. People are much nicer. Do you know what? When I was in Scotland, I was trying to become famous as a singer-songwriter, and I was finding it really, really difficult. Mm-hmm. And in Taiwan, I found I came here, and all of a sudden I could play in any bar. I could play in these music festivals. I was going to Puli and Kending and Kaohsiung and Taipei and playing these shows. We recorded an album. It's like I met all of these great musicians. I went to so many music festivals.
Wow.
And every musician that I met at these music festivals, it's like a fraternity. It's like, oh, you play music, I play music, okay, we're friends now.
Friends, yeah.
And it's one of the reasons I stayed here.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a guitar within 2 days in Taiwan, and I had a band within 3 months, and
Wow.
I was so happy. I was so happy. The bandmates that I found, they're great musicians, and they're still my best friends. Shanghai still has its good parts, and lots of opportunities for foreigners. But I think ultimately Taiwan's a much nicer place to live. It's a lot less aggressive and a lot less kind of have and have not, and a lot less kind of hustly. Taiwanese are much more trustworthy, I would say. The Chinese are very money driven, right? And being very money driven means that you will make deals at the cost of your business partner sometimes. So I know a lot of stories about people who have worked in China and lost a lot of money because their Chinese partners stolen everything.
Do you have anything else to tell Taiwanese people?
我觉得台湾人很温柔啊，就是很热情。可是如果你想要找到最厉害的公司在台湾，最厉害的外商公司，我觉得有很多地方你可以进步，或是可以 focus on。台湾人有一点太 modest。我觉得你应该学一下骄傲一点点。As a professional recruiter, all companies are looking for different things, and what we're doing is matchmaking. So we're not just looking for the best of the best. What we're trying to do is fit what their company and what the person is looking for. So it's a bit like dating. It's matchmaking, essentially. In general, the most important factor in getting a job is interviewing well. When you're face-to-face in an interview, being charming and funny and smart and likable. These are all really, really important. So obviously your resume is important and your experience is important, but then performing in an interview is soft skills. That's not hard skills. That's soft skills. That's personality. And you have to be good at that too. You have to have both, or you just don't get job offers. that Taiwanese people should learn more about the rest of the world. I think they should travel and experience different cultures and learn hobbies. Like, you know, a lot of Taiwanese, if you ask them what they're doing on the weekend, they'll say things like, oh, just 休息一下, or like, oh, 去跟朋友一起去吃饭, which is fine, but it's a bit boring, right? If you have something you're really passionate about, these kind of hobbies, that it might not seem like that's related to your career, but they are. Being an interesting person makes you more likable, and like I just said, being more likable gets you jobs. So, you know, try and create a unique person, like be an individual, learn how to talk about different subjects, learn how to have difficult conversations, learn how to debate, have a strong opinion about something. Like, do something that makes you happy. You know, everyone's happiness is different, but you have to be in control of your own happiness, and you need to be very self-aware about what it is that you want in life, and you are the one responsible for making that happen. If you're unhappy, I mean, there's different things that you can do to turn that around. And also, having a lot of friends and networking is really important. I mean, for people who think that they can kind of go it alone and not use their network to succeed, I think that's totally wrong. I think most success is built on the mound of your relationships. And I think if your relationships are good, you're going to do a lot better. And it's something that I really focus on. I care about the people that I meet. I care about my friends. I try and be as helpful and kind and positive as possible. And I think that that's massively benefited my life and career.
All his links will be in the description below. You can go check him out.
I think Taiwanese people are really lovely people, and then when they drive, they're the worst. They're selfish, they're inconsiderate, they're dangerous drivers. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And especially when I have a 4-year-old either in the car or I'm crossing the road, and I can't lose concentration because I know Taiwanese scooter drivers will do stupid stuff, or taxi drivers will do illegal stuff, or you just can never count on someone driving safely here, and that's really, really annoying. I think that Taiwanese really need to be a bit more introspective about their behavior when driving. There's no reason why you have to be so aggressive when you're driving. Like, just stop it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a Taiwanese person and you drive really aggressively and you know that you do, stop it, please. You're putting everyone else in danger, including yourself. Like, just stop it. But no, I don't think Taiwan is the worst of the worst. I just think that Taiwan is such a nice place and it's so safe. And if the driving was a bit better, I think it would be even better a country. The main issue with the job market in Taiwan is the working culture. I think that there's a lot of things that could be done to improve the working culture here. I think usually when you listen to people complain about their jobs, it's the same thing. So very top-down management style, which means that the big boss or the big bosses are making every decision, which is not good. I think that we need to give a bit more freedom in decision making. We need to learn how to discuss strategy in the office. So learn how to have discussions in the office, not just one person speaking. And I think that the praise culture needs to be rethought as well. Because, so if you're a worker in a good company, what you'll find is there's a lot of constructive feedback. But because Taiwan is so non-confrontational, sometimes they're not given any constructive feedback. Sometimes people are just not told what they could be doing better. And I think the praise culture needs to be improved upon. I'm really happy here, and I think Taiwan's such a nice place to live. And I love Taiwanese people. I have such positive experiences with people here. I love my colleagues, I love my candidates, my clients are mostly great. I don't know, it's just, I love my friends here. I think that Taiwan's wonderful, and I think it's good. Be proud of Taiwan. You have a wonderful country, and I think Taiwanese tend to lean towards the negative. They see the problems with Taiwan without often thinking a lot about the positive parts. And, oh, Taiwan sucks. Oh, you just like it because you're white. I think that most Taiwanese don't know how amazing the country is. It is just so safe and friendly. I mean, living in a country where you don't need to be fearful for your personal safety is a really important thing in terms of happiness. I think the Taiwanese should be proud of their country. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to live.
Okay, Thank you very much
Thank
for
you very
giving
much.
us this opportunity to share your wisdom.
Yeah.
And hope you continue to progress here in Taiwan.
Thank you so much.